Lupo, obviously, he's a fake. Let's go ahead and say it. Didn't talk about it before, but I'm in the mood now to talk about it.
So Dr. Disrespect is going viral yet again. Now I feel like unless you've been living under a rock, you pretty much know what happened with Dr. Disrespect last year and the allegations leveled against him. But in the year of 2025, Dr. Disrespect is back to doing what he did at the beginning of last year. Basically just playing games, streaming, and acting like nothing happened. But now he's gone on a big rant due to the stuff that took place last year. Thank God he did, by the way, otherwise I thought I was gonna have to pull out another side mental KSI video. Dr. Disrespect called out 2 streamers, labeling them as quote-unquote rats for how they treated him amid his controversy. I'm already excited, right, because I think this is really funny because it's an original response in his statement. He admitted to having whispers with a minor on Twitch. He then edited the tweet to remove it and then added it back in. He then later said that, he threw this in there not as an admission of guilt or an admission of anything, but to throw people off and make them misreport things. Take a look at the clip here.
You also said the word minor, Cody. I even made sure that word was emphasized in my statement, edited, etc., just to make sure these so-called journalists would pick up on it. Boy, oh boy, did they ever, champs.
Honestly, it was just a super bizarre excuse, and anybody with critical thinking skills, saw this and went, he's clearly trying to make excuses here. But let's see what he said in his big rant.
I think Nickmercs is the biggest fucking pussy in the world. Lupo, obviously, he's a fake. Let's go ahead and say it. Didn't talk about it before, but I'm in the mood now to talk about it. I think these fucking people are the phoniest people in the industry, man. You know what I mean, champs? I won't talk about it anymore, but I just had to say that. I did, and I know you guys know, but God, I had to say it. Biggest fucking phonies. I can call out all these people. I don't want to, though, man. You know what I mean, champs? These people have met, those 2 people met Mrs. Assassin and Baby Assassin, Little Assassin.
I do find it really funny, right? Because when you put out a statement saying you did have Twitch whispers with a minor, what did you actually expect your friends to do in this situation? Of course, they were going to move away from you. Anybody with a thought behind their eyes would do so. This is just another example of Dr. Disrespect trying to rewrite history about what happened last year, make himself out to be a victim of some kind, and a lot of fans just lap this shit up.
And Lupo screaming at the top of his lungs. He's got 400 viewers now. No one gives a, he's always copied us. Transitions, intros, all that stuff. He's always has. I just gotta go and I'm just gonna go and release some stuff off my mind. Disrespecting me, disrespecting Mrs. Assassin, Little Assassin. Come on, man. That's how you get knocked the fuck out. This guy thinks he's this Nickmercs dude? I don't even know what happened.
Actually, I think Dr. Disrespect just spoke some sense there. I think copying somebody might be the worst thing that's ever happened involved in this Dr. Disrespect situation. Forget any allegations to do with minors, the things we should be focusing on the allegations of copying.
I don't know if he's still around. He thinks he's like a tough guy putting his who can I knock out in a fight list together. Like first off, who does that shit, man? Second off, this guy wouldn't even fucking come close. No way. Anyways, I just don't know who, the type of mentality to go on and talk about someone like that. Like, you just gotta be, you're lost. You don't do that. Time out. No. Especially when you don't know shit. No one does. Fucking rat, what he is. Lupo, fake phony rat.
This isn't a question of loyalty here. You admit to something absolutely heinous. For obvious reasons, they distance themselves from you. That isn't them being rats. That's them doing the right thing. Did Dr. Disrespect really think in his right mind he could say something like that, admit to something like that, and all his friends would be patting him on the back, supporting him, saying, you've done the right thing, we're not going to leave you? Because that's not reality. I don't think anybody would ever do that because that's just insane behavior.
There's a lot of people that I don't care about. I don't care about. The issue that I have with those 2 is that they met Mrs. Assassin multiple times. They met Baby Assassin. They met my family. Right? They know what I'm about, you know what I mean, champs? They got sucked in by an over-exaggerated fucking narrative that was blown up by all these little anime, desperate for attention, zero life experience people on the internet.
It was probably your admission that you did in fact have Twitch whisper messages with a minor that probably sealed the deal for them. It's not like they got sucked into some crazy false narrative where you got blatantly falsely accused, you didn't admit to anything, you denied the allegations, and there was clear proof that you didn't do anything, and you of course didn't say that you did anything. You admitted to having whisper messages with a minor, so they reacted appropriately. Of course, that was always going to happen. Well, I don't know why he's trying to bait viewers into believing that for some reason everybody was just out to get him for no reason. I think he's genuinely just hoping that his audience is dumb enough not to look into this situation themselves, which for the most part his audience is dumb enough not to look into this situation for themselves.
at these trolls, and it was blown out and exaggerated. And then you got people going, but you admitted it. What the fuck did we admit? Some jokes and bannering? That's what we said. Wake up. We didn't admit nothing. Now you're convinced, and they're all convinced by the narrative that was put out by, guess who? Rolling Stones, Washington Post, right? Little fucking depressed, deep-eyed slasher. All these people.
Guys, he didn't admit to anything, right? It was purely banter, of course, right? He didn't say that he had whispered chat messages on Twitch with a minor, which sometimes leaned into the sphere of being inappropriate. He didn't admit that at all. It's just this crazy rewriting of what actually happened and what actually took place to paint everybody in as bad as light as possible. He's complaining about other people rewriting history. The news accounts were, building a false narrative against him when he's doing that exact same thing here.
Right? These people we can't relate to. And it's unfortunate. But the real truth, after that, it was revealed. Look at these fucking fake phonies, man. I mean, you're literally, Nick's going on a podcast talking about us, champs. I don't even fucking... Look, there's a difference between having to, as a person in the industry, to speak up on it. And, for example, Tim and Z Laner, they're good people.
I do find it really funny, right, how by speaking about this, he sealed his fate yet again. If he just ignored this podcast and ignored these other people, honestly, people wouldn't be talking about it again, right? Nobody was talking about the Dr. Disrespect stuff because it just wasn't going anywhere as a situation. By him speaking about it, everybody's now talking about it again. He's stupid.
Me a DM, whatever. Let's talk about it. Explain it in a couple minutes. Boom, that's it. But they never did that. So for those that are asking, you should play with Z or Timmy, the only way is they'd have to apologize. Not publicly. I don't care about it. They just come up and say, hey, made a mistake. Boom, let's get back into it. Then I'm good, right? That's how I deal with shit, right? Hey, as long as you learn from it, you apologize, boom, you move on. This whole exaggerated narrative that was built up, so pathetic.
The reality is, nobody would ever apologize to Disrespect when an admission like this is floating out there. Let's be real. I really think, though, he's just trying to repeat the same stuff over and over again, so, really hope that people just believe him, right? That they just forget about everything and they just solely believe him because he's repeating it so much.
Dexerto, it's like a dick-sucking website for Kai Cenat, and when I'm not in a Lamborghini on the way to the arena, or doing hotshot 360s to win games on the main stage in front of the brightest LED lights imaginable, I got common sense people coming up to the two-time, say, hey, two-time, what's up, man? Congratulations on the Rumble, congratulations on the YouTube monetization, right? It ain't
PDF, pedophile, anime picture, he, him, she, her. Look at this guy, he's still around, he's still relevant.
He's genuine, what was he doing? He's genuinely not okay, seriously. I don't know why he's making this point, right? Because, of course, you're not going to talk about it if someone does come up to you and say you're a paedophile and mock you for it. You're not going to flaunt about that on stream, right? You're never going to admit that because that would look awful and, be kind of humiliating to admit. But does he think that just because people aren't coming up to him and, spitting on him and saying these things, that it completely vindicates him of anything that he's done?
Oh, man. I'm just in a bad mood, but at the same time, it's just I have to say the obvious.
I really want to know if Dr. Disrespect thinks this went well, or this went the way that Dr. Disrespect thinks it would go, because, apart from his hardcore audience, nobody's defending him. People are just mocking him for, bringing this all back up and putting more attention on the situation. The more you have these emotional outbursts and get so angry, the more people will talk about your situation, and the more it will stay relevant. It's simple as that. Especially when you're doing these crazy rewrites of history. But, at the moment, he just really wants to talk about his situation, I guess. But everybody watching, what's your thoughts on this situation? Please feel free to leave a comment down below. Once you're down there, you might as well smash the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a future upload. But I've been your host Samuel, and I will catch you in the next YouTube video.